So on with the show here. I'm pleased as punch to introduce John Isaboke. How do you say that, John? Could you say hello and say your name?
Hello, yeah, thank you for having me. My name is John Isaboke.
Isaboke, nice. Okay, very good. Well, welcome. John
Thank you.
is an author in the SuccessFactors partner and product blogging sphere, I'll just say, which is where we discovered on some of the news feeds that there's some interesting stuff going on with the integration tools and the business technology platform that SAP has been promoting now for a while. But I know last year, Lori McNally, last August, when she gave her session on how to partner with SAP, she had mentioned that BTP is like, if you want to be in, the top spots, you got to be plugged into BTP. So I'm excited to have John here. Tell us, share a little bit of his knowledge, hopefully answer some Q&A with those that have questions, or give us a chance to get to know a little more about the SAP ecosystem and how are you able to pull all these great technologies together with magic versus the usual API stuff. So with that, John, please do introduce yourself, what you're doing, specifically what are you doing for SAP, and then certainly introduce the BTP and what you've shared in your blog so far. That'd be fantastic.
Okay. Now I hope I'm being heard. So yeah, like I said, my name is John Isaboke. Currently working with SAP SuccessFactors product advisory and partner success team. I work with a small team that works on implementation design principles. So basically, we are working almost all the time with our implementation partners and our build partners just to address what they find as pain points in terms of consuming our product. So that is what I do. And for this topic, thank you for the invitation, Ward. Currently, we are putting a lot of resources or a lot of our energy going towards any extensions that our partners are building that can be extended using BTP. So as you know, BTP is the new kid in the block, and the strategy and word from above is anything has to be or has to go through BTP. And that's why all our resources, we are focusing on BTP. We just recently released an implementation design principle document that focuses exactly on this. Yes, I can see you have a slide for that. In a nutshell, that is the first wave of the IDP that we just released. So this is just, I'll say it's a document with links to get you started and learnings and best practices and what you have. In the next 1 or 2 months, there will be a wave 2 of this document. So it will be updated now with the deep dives, with the demos and all you can think of. You would ask yourself, why the topics we chose, the topics that are in that IDP. We did a partner enablement session sometime in March just to understand what it is they would like us to invest our time a little bit on. And like you can see, for sure, SSO always comes up, even if you're talking about ordering something. SSO is a big pain point. That's why there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk in our IDP around SSO.
Single sign-on.
Yes, single sign-on.
You're not familiar, right?
And also, since now in SuccessFactors, in the next few months, we are going to be moving to IAS. So from the corporate IDP that we have right now, everything is being pushed now to IAS. That's why we are taking a lot of time just to explain SSO, what is possible, what is not possible, and things like this. Also from this, what we found out is around no code, low code. This also had a lot of interest from the sessions that we did. So a lot of partners wanted to know what is in the market. And also what we found out is also the confusion that was there, because if I tell you a few years ago, you must have heard of something like SAP AppGyver. And right now, there's no SAP AppGyver since it was acquired in 2021. Now it has recently been renamed to SAP BuildApps. So just even to explain the products that are there and what you can do vis-a-vis what you can do. I'll also give you another example. Recently, we had SAP CPI. It's still there. So you still can activate or subscribe to SAP CPI in the BTP integration suite. But now it has recently been renamed. The whole thing has been renamed to SAP Cloud Integration. So just even the naming conventions and how they're evolving, a lot we are covering this. And yes, aside from this, also we have also a topic like embedding extensions into SAP SuccessFactors. So not everyone wants to develop from scratch. They just want to go and just put their thing on SuccessFactors. So be it custom navigations, be it the homepage, be it things like script injection. But I will not talk about this today. So script injection, just let that slide for today. We have things like theming, so how to consume the theming APIs so that you have a rather consistent UIs across all these things that you're developing, things like work zone UIs and MDF custom UIs, things like this. So this is what we are working on in a nutshell. Topics are here and there. But yes, so more to come. This is just the first wave, not really detailed deep dives. The second wave will have a lot of demos, a lot of end-to-end examples and walkthroughs. And yeah, so I don't want to talk a lot. If there's any questions that I can answer at the moment, I'll be glad, or rather I'll say an open discussion. Yeah, that should be my intro round.
Yeah, I see a question in the chat, and feel free to put more in there,
Yeah.
folks. That I guess the question is for other HR technology companies interested in connecting to SAP SuccessFactors. What is their normal route to be able to do that? Obviously, they can get to some of these documents and read them, but if you mentioned some changes, maybe SSOs changing this and that. You've got the low code, no code, and maybe this cap, but would you be the person that like folks on this call would reach out to and talk to, or what's the process to get
this is a live call. I'll just drop the email of the BTP. I'll call him the BTP guy that you can reach out in terms of strategy and roadmap on how you want to consume this. I'm allowed to share his email, so it's nothing GDPR. It's in compliance with GDPR and everything. Nice. I just dropped the email in the chat. It's called Fadili Mohammed. If you can see that. So this is I'll say he's the general product lead in Thai when it comes to BTP, and he will walk you throughout this journey. So that's the guy to reach out to.
Now, does somebody need to be a build partner in order to find out more details, whether it's, what they need to do to be connected through like a BTP extension?
No, you don't need to be a build partner. Okay, so I'll also share the partner edge. I'll also share the partner edge. You don't need to be a build partner to even get the prerequisites of the documents and everything. All the information you can get on the go. Now, where you need to be a partner is now when you want to start developing using BTP. That's now where that's where you need to have a BTP account, because that's where you're going to be developing. A trial account could work, but now, as you know, also the trial account has a lot of limitations on what you can do, services and the entitlements that you can consume. On this one, we recommend the free tier account that is tailor-made to partners who are starting. It's free in the beginning, so you can try some things to some certain quota. So you are given resources that have been capped to some certain quota. And after you've tried your environment or your solutions, and now you want to scale, you can just push this over now to I want to say to a payment plan, or rather what suits you accordingly, and then you continue with the development journey. Is that right? Oh, sorry. Do I answer your question?
I think so. It's a good start. Brad, I think you have your hand up if you want to ask your question.
Yeah, John, thanks so much for sharing that. Great to have you here, and thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. Question, what is the full form of BTP? I apologize if I missed that.
Pardon, please?
What's the full form of BTP, Business Technology Platform? Okay, got you. Thank you.
No, okay.
And
Well, yeah, let me extend that question then, because I'm looking at, you know, you have these details here about low code, no code. You have this cloud application programming. Is this all the same, or are these two different things?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I probably imagined everyone knows about this. So I'll start with the extending SuccessFactors using SAP Cloud Application Programming Model.
And if you,
this is
John,
just,
if you have, I know you thought perhaps bring some visuals. If you have something, I can stop sharing my screen. If you prefer to have something else
no,
displayed.
I'll choose to work with what you're presenting, because for the CAP, it's still what I have is a bit internal. So I'll be in contravention to share this, but worry not. If anything, I'll share later. It's not a problem. So the CAP is just a framework. What we say, it's just a framework that advises people who are getting into development, what environments to use, what tools to use, what we recommend for the front end, what we recommend for the back end, what we recommend as a middleware. So we call it a cloud application programming model. Sounds like a very sophisticated name, but it's just a guidance, or rather a framework that SAP recommends once you start your development. In this, you'll find like, okay, say you are developing, they'll recommend use something like SAP Business Application Studio for those who are trying to now do their development and do the actual coding, to use Business Application Studio, what we call BAS. That does not mean you cannot use something like that doesn't mean you cannot use something like what's the other word? You can still choose your Java, you can still choose everything, but now what SAP Business Application Studio does for you, it's already a bundled environment. So you'll have, comes already enabled with things like NPM and everything. So you don't need to go from scratch to set up your environments. It's a plug and go environment that you just get in there and start your development. So again, why we're recommending such things as CAP? We want to reduce the time it takes for the developers who, like, are not so many these days, the time it takes them to set up these environments, the time it takes them to learn the protocols behind this environment, and just go straight to the code and start coding and delivering to their companies. So that's what I say. Talking about SAP Build Apps, so the low code, no code, again, I'll talk about the issue. So like we've seen, I might be very young in the industry, but getting developers seems to be a pain in the behind these days. So we are focusing on citizen developers. So who is a citizen developer? This is somebody who does not have coding experience or does not want to have coding experience. So they'll just go into something like like SAP Process Automation, which is part of SAP Build. Just do a drag and drop functionality, put in there, create their application by drag and drop, connect to the database, be it S/4HANA database or whichever database, click of a mouse and set up. So that's where we come with our low code or no code, because we also found out this is an area where a lot of people have interest in. So because it takes time to train a developer, and there are those who primarily even their development experience is not needed in a day-to-day basis. So plug these people in the low code, no code tool, and have them do their development accordingly.
Interesting. So what happened to SAP AppGyver? It sounds like MacGyver, but different. That's the build app. So that's part of this collection of solutions you're talking about. I wish I could say I have it sorted out, but I think I'm getting more confused than I was in the past. But at least there's a knowledge that there's a variety of tools. We have some connections. Other people have questions from the group in terms of if you wanted to partner with SAP and build the integrations, what's your path forward?
John, I think that is really great to hear that is now possible, because I was with the Connect last year, and so many things presented, and I thought it was absolutely the right way to go. Just drag and drop, just doing things really easy. But my personal feeling was there that will take 10 years to get there. And that you done it, and that is so quick. I didn't expect this. So that is great to hear that you really go in that direction, and that is great to see. Thank you for that information.
Thank you, Christoph. Thank you to the team. So it's still, but again, I would like to point out it's still a work in progress. So there's still features being added and tweaks here and there. So it's still a work in progress, but I can say there's a working product out there that people are already leveraging to build their extensions or to do their development. That I can confirm.
Nice. And it looks like most of the blogs are open, and you've written a few blogs for SAP. I imagine some are perhaps behind a member wall or a partner wall, perhaps. In terms of discovering a little more what might be the best path, we have that contact. Thank you for that. Then you mentioned IDP, the design principles, which I guess describes, depending what category you're in, it looks like you have some, are the design principles based on one of these, like you have them in badges, but it looks like different categories, right? Learning, onboarding, people analytics. What if you don't fit into one of these? Would the platform be it then? Or?
So the thing is also, that's a very good question when you say, what if you don't fit into some of these? Again, this, like you can see, this is an external public facing say repository. Sometimes even we work with our partners. So like I can partner with you if you are developing something which we are working on. We can even partner with you and publish this here with your input and our input. So it's not just us that is dishing these things out there or read this is from us. We are partnering with our whole partner ecosystem. We have IDPs, if you scroll down, we have like IDPs which are 100 pages and 60 of them come from our partners. So they wrote this. Of course, we have to validate, not just anything that we get. There's a trust but verify. We had to validate this. So I think if you feel like you are not listed here, what you usually do is just slot a meeting, talk about your use case scenario, and we can always decide if this works or if this is not supported. Sometimes it's also about being honest with each other and say, at the moment, this we cannot do, or rather this is not anywhere in our roadmap. But I think the first step is just to have a meeting and talk and see what we can do, because your win is my win at the end of the day.
Really, that's good. It looks like Vinay, you have your hand up.
Oh, yeah. So I think partially you have already asked. So John, we are into recruiting side specifically. Technology is to be embedded into recruiting module. So is this BTP is also available in recruiting, or it is just limited to your other HCM practices? What I'm seeing on the screen right now?
There is an onboarding, recruiting. There is some work around recruiting. And sorry, John, I'm not the recruiting person here. I know there are some things that they are doing. I think what I can do is I can just run with your email and confirm this and shoot you an email on Monday, just for avoidance of doubt, because I know there are things that are doing, but I cannot exactly tell you exactly what is it, because in as much as in the integration side, recruiting is not my stronghold. So like, for instance, there you see here, there's SAP SuccessFactors recruiting. I don't know if you have had time to go through the document. I don't know what's in the document, but this I can confirm for you and reach out accordingly.
Lovely. I shared my email in the Zoom chat, or if you can send me your email, I'll be happy to connect with you offline.
Okay. Any other questions?
Hi, John. Oh, I'll be quick. Can you just include me with the recruiting contacts too? I'm interested in the recruiting side. I'll send my email in the chat.
For sure. Okay. Okay. No problem at all.
Got your email.
Lots of moving parts there in global enterprise software, that's for sure. My goodness.
John, if you're able to share the low code, no code platform that is accessible, if there's a link to it, that would be really great.
Okay, I'll throw something into the chat. By the time we are done with this, let me just get the right one and I'll throw it in the chat, please. Is that okay, Brad? I'll
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll just want to make sure you get one that is plug and play.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, John.
Yeah, exciting times, and great to have an expert give us direction. That's what most of us need, right? Where do we go next?
Yeah, oh, sorry, what?
No, please go ahead.
Yeah, also like what I wanted to mention also is something like if you go to BTP, with the changes that are happening left, right, and center, you might also come across something that now is recommended for integration, which is the BTP integration suite. I don't know how conversant people are around with this. So again, what I'll say, this SAP integration suite follows the SAP Activate methodology. So if you know, SAP Activate is just a project management. How do you do your implementation, and walks you through where you have the prepare, implement, run, enhance. So we have SAP integration suite. And again, a new joiner into this, we used to have SAP API Hub. Right now it's called SAP Business Accelerator Hub. So these are just tools that you can use to see how well you can configure your integration landscape. There's also the integration assessment. These are a few clicks here and there, and it can predict for you, okay, for your use case scenario, we will recommend this kind of integration. So it's just it's something I want to recommend a lot, because inside there also we have the usual API management, we have cloud integration, we have event mesh. I don't use that much, so I'll leave it up. But just also I wanted to run this through. If you're coming from the integration side of things, SAP integration suite will be something to also worth taking some time and consideration into, just exploring what they have there. I'd say it's quite a cool one. I know sometimes it can get murky and messy with SAP, but this is quite a good one. Like, it's just very well detailed in the exploration phase. And also what I found they're doing a lot is right now the target is on developers who have no pre-existing knowledge. So it's somebody who has just realized today, oh, there's something called SAP SuccessFactors. How do I start developing with them? So most often than not, it has been with people who have been there. They know, okay, what is integration? They know the integration flows, the pre-packaged flow that are there. The focus is shifting to somebody who just woke up and say, I want to put an extension in the SAP store. How do I go about it from start to finish without asking 100 questions, rather reducing this 100 questions to say 30 questions. That is a key focus, just to make it efficient.
That's pretty much everybody on the call today, I think. Just gives, a little roadmap, but no, it's amazing. And I don't know how you guys manage it all, but you do, so it's impressive, so impressive. John, did you have anything else to share before we're going to switch gears and just start looking at some of the upcoming news, or the news that's out besides your lovely blog that was published?
No, I think just to summarize on also, in save everyone's time, it's Friday. What also I'd like to mention is, I think you told me everyone here is not that quite detailed probably, just the environments that you get also in BTP for now to do the actual development. So like, we have Cloud Foundry, We have Kima and we have ABAP environment. I know quite a lot of people that had gotten used to Neo, but Neo has been deprecated. So I don't even want to mention Neo because it's deprecated. I want to consider that. So for environments that are there to work on, we have ABAP, so where you can do your ABAP development or do your ABAP extensions and code them. We have Kima and we have Cloud Foundry. So these are the three environments that you can do your actual development using BTP. And also, yes, side by side. So this is what you get.
Those are the environments you're describing, yeah.
I think that's it for me for today. If there's any question, I would be glad to answer. But yeah, that should be it from my end. And thank you for listening to me. It's quite an honor.
Yeah, no, it's great. Thank you so much, John, for joining. Any final questions for John before let him get to his happy hour or whatever's coming up?
No. Brad, I'm shooting you the link, so I haven't forgotten. Brad, I'm shooting you the link in a few minutes. I'll pop it in the
awesome.
In the chat.
Thank you. Just a big thank you, John. This was very helpful, and thank you to Ward and Larry for always, as always, organizing awesome sessions.
Thank you very much for your time as well. It's much appreciated.
Yeah, and you're welcome to stay on if you want to hear any of the news.
I will be here. I will be here till top of the hour. So yeah, it's my first day, and I'm quite interested also in this ecosystem. So I'll be here top of the hour. And
okay.
Subsequent meetings.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, we have no rules against consuming adult beverages during the town hall. If it's appropriate for you, you're welcome to do such thing. As you can see, Lloyd, they're chugging. He's good at.
It looks like an energy drink.
Big cup of coffee.
Thank you very much.
From West Coast.
Okay, I will now mute myself. Thank you very much.